My name's Jack Phillips from Holly Bluff, Mississippi. I'm a fifth generation farmer there. Farm cotton, corn, beans, and quite a few pigweeds here as of late. Sure some of you can understand that one. We started investing into irrigation technologies at around 2012 and have slowly implemented more and more over the last few years. When we started in 2012, prices were good, times were good. We just thought it was a good idea. It was green. We were going to start doing some of these practices, save water. Today we're in a little bit of a different situation. Nobody's doing anything that doesn't add to their bottom line. And so here as of late we've started really looking to the economic impact it has on the farm. And what we have found has been overwhelmingly positive. Here are just a few of the things that we're using. The Faucet pipe planter. I hope everybody in here is using that. If you're not, you need to get on that as soon as you get back home. Soil moisture sensing, cover crops, auto irrigation, which is all the things listed below. And we'll go break them down here. Faucet pipe planter is just a no-brainer in my opinion. Minimal to no investment with big returns. Increasing wells efficiency by 30%. You know, the guys, that's reducing your cost by 30%. It's not many things you get to do that in just one clean swoop. Uniformity, irrigating. You don't have the have to fill watering out, you know, midday and the rest of it coming out right at dark and just not watering properly. 25 to 40% water savings. You're going to hear this a lot. Save money, use less water. That simple. Soil moisture sensing. Something I was a little skeptical of going into, but it really has brought some things to my attention. You really know what's going on in the field instead of shooting from the hip. Some of that stuff is a little complicated and people are a little scared of it, but don't be afraid to hire a consultant. Get with any of your guys. They can really help you take that product and run with it. You start on time, finish on time every time, and it's a streamlined thing. One of the biggest things that I learned using it is a lot of times we'd be irrigating, we get a shower, and I would say, okay, let's go cut everything off. Well, we'd shut everything down, then I'd go look at my sensors, and we still wouldn't have hit the 6-inch depth sensor. We were still not even close to having as much moisture as we needed, and that was just, again, knowing what's going on in the field. Then 2 to 3 less irrigation cycles. Everybody knows how much easier that'll make your life. Save money, use less water. Cover crops is another thing we've kind of started adding to the mix, you know. Proven increase in water infiltration, reduce runoff water, fertility, and sediment. Everybody wants to do that. Reduce evaporation, along with many other benefits. Again, save money, use less water. It's that simple. One of the newer technologies that we've started to put in place is auto irrigation, and it combines all the practices you see below to optimize all of the things available to the farmer. All devices are integrated together and communicate with each other. And it is a bit of a futuristic thing to me when you sit down and watch it work. You got your soil moisture sensors out in the field. They're doing their thing. They say, okay, the cotton, corn, rice, whatever it is, it's getting time to irrigate. Your electric well comes on. It starts communicating with your valves that you have in the field. Valves start a sequence of systematically opening and closing until all the runs in the field are done. And I'll show you a map here in just a second, but you literally don't have to be there if you don't want to. And of course, the first several times you do it, you're riding around waiting on a big mess around every corner, and that just is not the case. There's a lot of safety checks and things in place to prevent any problems from arising. It makes its whole round and comes around and waters. You'll see here, and this field's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate runs. And through the computerized hole selection and the moisture sensors and the flow meters that are involved in all that, it will water. And all these, with no one ever make it setting foot in the field, and do it right correctly. Minimal runoff, and you don't come and have half the field that's watered out right and half of it that's not. It is very impressive. I broke these down. You got the auto, this is 2 years ago, and we've got more and more data that's coming online, but this was the first year we did it. And this past year looks almost identical, but you'll see we actually increased our yield only from the grower standard, which was nothing but unless we had a rain event, we just cut the well on every Monday morning, watered through, and then went about our business. And the auto irrigate, obviously, we've only irrigated 3 times as opposed to 5. Higher yields, ended up with a $94.90 per acre advantage over a grower standard. That's tremendous on my farm. I don't know about y'all's. The corn, same situation, light or same yield pretty much. We cut our waterings in half, $30 per acre. This is kind of just a snapshot of those 2 projects. We had 2 wells irrigating 190 acres plus or minus of corn and soybeans. I think one thing everybody was scared of in implementing some of these things is, are we watering on time, or are we not, are we leaving any yield on the table? And our data has proven over time and time again that we've either increased or had equal yields. Between the 2 projects, we had approximately 15 million gallons of water saved between the 2 trials. That is substantial. We cut our labor costs. We weren't running around monitoring these things every few hours and working on it. We had less blowouts when we really put all of the technologies together. It wasn't the swapping of pipes and turning motors on and off and all the things that we go through all the time irrigating. You cut that out completely. Obviously lowered fuel and power expenses. Reduction in travel time and guys running around checking on things. And the big deal to me is 3 years. When you average the 2 projects together, 3-year return on investment. If I told you about any new ag equipment that you could do on your farm and you would pay for it in 3 years and then start reaping the benefits, every one of you go sign up for it. I think so that's something that you can't ignore that. Save money, use less water. To me, I don't know if y'all read the title of our thing, but where it's responsibility meets opportunity in irrigation. We've got over 90,000 wells irrigation wells, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas, using the trial results, that is 675 billion. That says trillion, but it's supposed to be billion. Sounds better with trillion, doesn't it? 675 billion gallons of water. That's still a lot, just in case you were wondering. You know, our decline in groundwater levels, that's not stopping. You hear one story after another. But our conventional irrigation practices are not sustainable. Delta farmers, and I mean Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi when I say that, kind of at a crossroads. And everyone I know is, back to what we were saying earlier, hesitant to go out and spend money and invest in things that you don't know that'll add, whether they're going to add to your bottom line or add yield. But do the math. The data is there. It's coming back time and time again. It's working. How many people have added something to their planter or their combine or something in the last few years that was going to make them money? Everybody in here. But for some reason, we're hesitant to make investments in this area. And very rarely, I think we're in a unique position here. Very rarely do you have an opportunity to be more profitable, add efficiencies to your business, and do something that's sustainable or green or you know, a conservationist practice. And so it's really a win-win for profitability on the farm and sustainability. Save money, use less water. Last slide. That's my son. And a lot of you in here have children, and hope that one day that they'll come back and farm and work within your operation. I don't want to be the generation that tells my children, sorry buddy, but we used up what one of probably or arguably the greatest asset we have in the Mississippi Delta, which is our alluvial aquifer. I don't want to be the one that says we blew it and sorry, good luck. So I think we all have a responsibility to step in and start putting these practices in place and make more money. So anyway, that's all I got. I hope you go home and put all this kind of things in place. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Jack?
I knew I
If not, I can get him live to you for 20 minutes, or we